Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. You guys know what time it is when Don Beppe speaks, especially an exclusive interview like today with DAZN. I have to make a video because when Don Beppe speaks, we listen. So let's get into Don Beppe's words from today. Don Beppe today spoke with DAZN, as I mentioned, in Italy, the Italian broadcaster, and it wasn't a special interview. It wasn't like an interview set up especially to speak about Bremer, Dybala, Skriniar, all that kind of stuff. It's an interview in the lead up to the new season. DAZN is doing interviews with all the sporting directors, coaches, players, and stuff like that. And it just happens to be that Marotta now is going to be interviewed around this time that all the stuff has kicked off at Inter. So it was the perfect time to address all the things that are going on. And we have here the translated interview, of course, from sempreinter.com. And you know what the headline is. We knew you could predict what he's going to say without, when the interview was announced earlier today, I already knew he's going to talk about financial stability, what our economic goals are. We're going to try to be competitive, but also remember our economic goals, all that kind of stuff. Sostenibilità in Italian, that's the word he loves using, sustainability, which actually I'm not sure if he used. I was thinking that he was going to use it at least 3 times. But let's get into his words that he said today. So the first topic covered was the Bremer fiasco. And yeah, he pretty much admitted that, these guys had an agreement with him for best part of 6 months, but they were not able to get the deal done with Torino, blah, blah, blah. So this is his quote. So the credit goes to Piero Ausilio, the sporting director of Inter, of course, who has been working on this track for months. And I must say that Bremer is a great player. And this is where, the admission comes. Evidently, our constraints related to economic and financial balances did not allow us to reach a deal. We made our offer, and then when the other offers arrive, certainly higher than ours, it's right that the seller makes his choice. At the same time, the player has always shown himself to be very fair and a great professional. In any case, you have the obligation to try to take paths that may even lead to a negative conclusion. It's part of the game. You have to appreciate the perseverance with which we have pursued this. No, we don't have to appreciate the perseverance, Beppe. We don't appreciate that. Oh, that's what makes it worse, because we were persevering and then we were beaten to it. But anyway, as I said, I'm over the Bremer thing. And as he said, it's part of the game. Basically, Beppe said the game is the game, which is one of my favorite sayings. But it's true. The game is the game. We were outbid, as we've been saying the last couple of days on this channel. There's not much you can do when a higher offer arrives. The player got more money, Torino got more money, so that's that. And he admitted that because we're broke, baby. We broke, baby. That's why we couldn't finish that one. So we don't need to really talk about that one too much. We knew what happened there. Then this is the one we're interested in at the moment, because everything this summer mercato now hinges on Milan Skriniar staying at the club. The fans have been very vocal, as you guys, as I showed you guys the other day. They put a banner on underneath Inter HQ, and some representatives of the Curva Nord even went up to speak with Beppe, and he talks about that here. So we had a meeting with the fans, and we came out of it even stronger because we saw a great passion in these representatives. We noticed how they and tens of thousands of season ticket holders have this faith in our colours. By the way, 40,000 season ticket holders, I believe, already for Inter, which is, they've already sold out the season ticket allocation, which is amazing. So that shows, you might be sooning out and all this kind of stuff, but look at Inter fans there showing with their money, with their actions, that they still have absolute faith in this team and this club, and they want to watch this team next year at the stadium. And that's what Beppe talks about here. This state of clarification, which is in no way a protest, is understandable, speaking on the banner. So basically, on one hand, we have the obligation to make a competitive team. Yes, we do, Beppe. But on the other hand, we also have the duty to look at an economic financial balance, which we know basically we're broke, baby. Skriniar is a very strong player. I like that he said that, because he said he's fortissimo in Italian, which he's a very strong player. Absolutely, he does not necessarily have to be put on the market. Absolutely not. We have had contacts in the previous week, so a request. This is not translated correctly, but yeah, if a request arrives, it will be evaluated. I repeat, these are the dynamics. The fans must be calm because the team will always be competitive, and it must be in respect of the trust that they have given us. I accepted the confrontation, so the Curva Nord guys that came upstairs. I grasped the passion, an important part of the Nerazzurri fans that we also saw in the last home match against Sampdoria, the right union between team and fans. So all in all, speaking of the Skriniar, he's not off the market. This is what we've been talking about the last few days. There was, murmurs that just because of the Bremer fiasco, it means that Inter won't sell Skriniar. No, Beppe pretty much is there. You guys know he's like a politician. He speaks in riddles. He says a lot, but doesn't actually say anything. And that's what happened here. He's saying, Skriniar is super important, all of this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But he said, if the offer comes, they'll be evaluated. And if it is, we don't know the exact figure will be, but from what the rumors are, 70 plus. They're talking about 80 now because of the Bremer stuff. But I think if PSG actually came with 70 straight, no counterparts, no bonuses, just like straight 70 million, he's gone, which is a shame. But we just got to hope that Campos, the new PSG sporting director, is more, smart with spending his money, doesn't overpay, which is apparently what he wants to do, not running the ship like Leonardo. If Leonardo was there, PSG, Skriniar would have been gone already. He would have overpaid for Skriniar already, and he would have been gone. So yeah, not particularly great, to be honest, reading that from Marotta. Like, he didn't shut anything down. He didn't really, this interview didn't really change anything for me. And then the last closing comments were on Dybala. As we know, last week, he seemed destined to join us for many months, like Bremer, but in the end ended up going to Roma. So here are his quotes on that. There has been a lot of talk about this. I can only say that he is a serious guy and a professional. We, and I've said this a lot, are fine with our attack that has great value. There was no room, not because he was not good, but because there was no need. Everything, as always, was exaggerated. There's almost a risk of making a bad impression, but it's not like that because Inter, I repeat, have a very valuable offensive department and we hold on to it. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is with Dybala. As we said, I think if Sanchez had left, they probably would have pushed for this one and then tried to get rid of Correa and Dzeko towards the end of the market. But none of those things happened. Sanchez is still here. There's no wage room for Dybala as of right now. Numerically, there's no room as well. So there's a bit of truth to this as well. But I think in the end, if the circumstances did line up, I think Dybala would have been an Inter player today. There was another comment on the Lukaku loan deal from Chelsea. He here thanks Piero Ausilio and Bacin. Bacin is the right-hand man of Piero Ausilio. I have to say that this is one of the best parts of the much reviled world of football. A player who has left you, who then almost suddenly feels the need to return to his friends and wear that glorious jersey that led him to win a Scudetto. So we had the good fortune, those situations that led to a coincidence of factors that made this return possible. Is really a beautiful thing. Yeah, this is the coincidence of factors that didn't line up for Dybala, for example. Like, let's say that, Abramovich didn't have to sell and he fired Tuchel, and the new coach liked Lukaku. Those things all these things couldn't have lined up, but now they have, and Lukaku is here. And he goes on to say, I found him to be more of a leader this time, very motivated. We've seen that actually already in the pre-seasons. I've said, like, he's already showing to be a leader, the way he's talking to players and stuff. Yesterday, I saw a training session in which he was angry after losing a match. That means a great attachment to his work. I'm happy he's part of our group. So am I. Speaking in a more general sense about what Inter can expect from the campaign, Marotta said, I would say it'll be an aggressive season, full of determination, ambition, courage, desire to win trophies. Politicians speak. He was asked if Inter are the strongest team right now, but he refused to commit to that without knowing how the transfer market will end, which is true. I would do the same. It's difficult to say this. You think you have built a strong team, but then you have to deal with the others. When the market is over, we'll be able to make assessments. I think that Inter must always play a leading role. Yeah, definitely. Again, though, at least there's no talk of just, getting to top four or try to underplay. I think they know that they still need to go for the Scudetto this season. Desire to win trophies, just as we did last season, 2 trophies, but the Scudetto, I think, is definitely still the goal. And yeah, those were Beppe Marotta's words. You guys let me know in the comments down below, what did you make of that interview? Did you find it as useless as I did, or did you take out something more from this? I think there should be an interview coming out staying from the zone for Inzaghi in the coming hours, maybe, or the coming days. And there's one with Mkhitaryan as well, so I'm interested to see if there's any insight coming from those two. As always, guys, thank you for watching. I hope to keep you up to date with everything that goes on in the world of Inter. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Ciao ragazzi, always Forza Inter.